While we watch protesters here and across the country, we remember while we are in the election, a massive civil rights moment is underway, and that includes a conversation about funding police. Coming into play today, a major decision about Portland's budget.
Fox 12's Kendra Kent has been watching today's vote in City Council and joins us live now. Kendra?
Well, there was a vote 2-3 today regarding that budget, and the two that were in favor of making cuts to Portland Police were Commissioners Joanne Hardesty and Chloe Eudaly. Now, it was Commissioner Hardesty who proposed last month an amendment to the fall budget that would cut $18 million from the Police Bureau's budget. Mayor Ted Wheeler and Commissioners Amanda Fritz and Dan Ryan voted against the amendment, citing public safety concerns and the need to better develop and implement alternative programs to policing before taking money away from the Police Bureau. All three said they are committed to racial justice and police reform, but say further cuts to the police budget will result in layoffs that will have serious consequences. Talk of social justice and defunding police has been a major focal point for the city in recent months following the police killing of George Floyd. Earlier this spring, city commissioners swiftly voted to cut $16 million from the Portland Police Bureau and divert those dollars to other programs. At the budget meeting today, Hardesty, who has been a vocal critic of police and a champion for reform, says she is disappointed in her colleagues, saying the time to act is now.
I want you to know that your vote against this amendment means that the status quo continues on. Black people will continue to be over-policed. Houseless people will continue to be arrested at over 50% of the arrests that Portland Police Bureau will continue to make. And Portlanders will be continuing to deal with the lasting devastation of an over-aggressive police force who believes that they don't have a boss.
And we also recently spoke with the newly elected president of the Portland Police Association. Brian Hutziker says cutting more funding to the Police Bureau would have resulted in layoffs that would ultimately hurt communities, neighborhoods, and victims of crime. Hutziker says the Portland Police Association estimates that around 120 police officers and 30 non-sworn staff members would have lost their jobs. He says that's more than 10% of officers.
We cannot staff the amount of detectives needed for these major cases. And we're talking major assaults, we're talking major thefts, things where people are substantially impacted. If you reduce the number of police officers on the street, crime victims are the ones that are going to feel the most impacted.
As Mayor Wheeler voted no today, he also expressed his frustration with how the amendment was originally pitched as a proposal that would not require any layoffs. However, an analysis released this week by the city budget office found that that was not the case. Now, the Portland City Commission also voted on an array of other budget amendments today, and they will be making a final vote on the budget next week. Reporting live tonight, Kendra Kent, Fox 12 Oregon.